Have you ever looked at a warm slice of banana bread and felt torn? Your heart says comfort, your mind says caution. But what if I told you some breads can actually help your blood sugar instead of harm it? For many older adults, bread has slowly become a source of guilt. It used to be a symbol of family, comfort, and warmth. But somewhere along the way, we were told to fear it, especially if we're living with diabetes. Too much sugar, too many carbs, too risky, they say. So we walk past the bread aisle, quietly longing. But here's the truth. Not all bread is your enemy. In fact, some breads are so thoughtfully made, they do the opposite. They support your digestion, help keep your energy steady, and even calm your blood sugar response. And they're not exotic or hard to find. They're familiar, sweet, and available in almost every American grocery store. In today's video, I want to help you rediscover 5 of those special breads not just for your body, but for your heart. Together, we'll rebuild your trust in bread, and maybe even in yourself. Because food shouldn't be a battle, it should be a quiet act of love. If you found this video helpful, press 1 to let us know you're with us. And if you have anything you'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment below. We always listen with care. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It's our honor to walk with you on this journey toward a healthier, more peaceful, and more fulfilling life. Number 1. Sprouted grain bread, nature's answer to blood sugar stability. What if your bread could grow before you eat it? It might sound unusual, but that's exactly what happens with sprouted grain bread. Before the wheat is ground and baked, it's allowed to sprout to come to life. And in that little act of patience, something amazing happens. The grains soften, the nutrients unlock, the starches begin to change. It becomes more than bread, it becomes nourishment. For seniors managing blood sugar, this is especially important. When a grain sprouts, it lowers its glycemic index. That means it won't cause the same sharp spike in blood sugar that regular white bread often does. But it does more than that. It becomes richer in fiber, protein, antioxidants, and B vitamins, all of which are essential for energy, mood, and digestion. And here's what many people don't expect. Sprouted bread is hearty, yes, but it's also delicious. Toast it until golden and top it with avocado and lemon, or almond butter with a touch of cinnamon. You'll be amazed at how deeply satisfying one slice can be, not just physically, but emotionally too. Because food in later life should be more than safe, it should be sacred. Sprouted bread is one small step back to enjoying breakfast again. Not with guilt, not with fear, but with trust. Trust that your food can still love you back. Number 2. Oat bread, the gentle giant of fiber and calm energy. Soft, subtle, and quietly strong oat bread may not look impressive at first glance. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. Because inside every slice is a gentle powerhouse, especially for seniors managing diabetes. Oats contain a special kind of fiber called beta-glucan. This isn't just any fiber. Beta-glucan forms a gel-like substance in your gut that slows down how quickly your body absorbs sugar from food. That means fewer sugar spikes, fewer crashes, and more calm, steady energy throughout your day. But oat bread offers more than blood sugar support. It also brings comfort, a kind of emotional softness. You may remember oatmeal on chilly mornings, or oat cookies from your childhood. That sense of warmth, it's still here, just in a slice instead of a bowl. For seniors with sensitive digestion, oat bread can be a relief. It's naturally soothing to the stomach and often easier to tolerate than wheat. Add a smear of almond butter or a poached egg, and suddenly it becomes a meal worth looking forward to. eating well shouldn't feel like punishment. Oat bread proves that health can be simple, gentle, and deeply satisfying. And just when you thought sweet bread was off the menu, wait until we talk about cinnamon, raisins, and a slice that tastes like home. Number 3. Whole wheat cinnamon, raisin bread, sweetness with purpose. There's something about the smell of cinnamon that takes us back to cozy kitchens, to autumn mornings, to quiet breakfasts shared with someone we loved. And yet, for many seniors, cinnamon raisin bread feels like a forbidden pleasure, too sweet, too risky, especially when living with diabetes. But what if I told you this bread doesn't have to be off limits? What if, made with the right ingredients, it could actually support your health? Here's the secret. When made with whole wheat flour, this nostalgic loaf becomes something more than a treat. It becomes a fiber-rich, slow-digesting food that helps keep your blood sugar steady. And cinnamon, besides being aromatic and delicious, is known to support insulin sensitivity and reduce blood sugar spikes. Even raisins, often misunderstood, provide natural sweetness plus fiber and antioxidants when eaten in moderation. The key is balance. One slice, paired with a little protein or healthy fat like nut butter or a piece of cheese, turns a once guilty pleasure into a truly balanced snack. But beyond the nutrients, there's something even more powerful here: emotional nourishment. That feeling of biting into something familiar and realizing you don't have to give it up. You're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your spirit. And that's what true healing is all about. So, yes, cinnamon raisin bread still belongs in your life, just in a wiser, kinder way. And speaking of comfort, wait until we talk about a soft, golden slice that smells like Sunday morning's banana bread, reimagined. Number 4. Banana bread, reimagined for blood. Sugar balance. Few things say home quite like the smell of banana bread rising in the oven. It's warm, comforting, familiar. And for many of us, it carries memories of family, of Sunday mornings, of simpler times. But if you're living with diabetes, banana bread often gets pushed to the no list. Too sweet, too carby, too dangerous. But what if the problem isn't the bread itself, but how do we always make it? The truth is, banana bread can be rebuilt with your health in mind. We start with better ingredients: almond flour or oat flour instead of white flour, just 1 or 2 ripe bananas for natural sweetness, crushed walnuts for healthy fats, magnesium, and fiber, a pinch of cinnamon for blood sugar control, and no added sugar, just the quiet sweetness of the fruit itself. The result? A slice that feels indulgent but supports your body, giving you steady energy, better digestion, and even reduced inflammation. But more than that, it gives you back the joy of baking, the joy of sharing, and the joy of belonging at the table again. Banana bread isn't just food, it's comfortable. And when made with intention, it becomes healing. So, don't throw away the recipe, just rewrite it, because you still deserve sweet moments, just smarter ones. Now, from something soft and nostalgic, let's shift to a loaf that's bold, ancient, and surprisingly healing: sourdough. Number 5. Sourdough, the bread that listens to your body. Sometimes, the oldest traditions hold the newest wisdom. And when it comes to bread, few are older or wiser than sourdough. With its crackly crust, tangy aroma, and chewy center, sourdough has quietly remained a staple for centuries. But what most people don't realize is how powerful it can be for your body, especially after 60. Unlike commercial breads that rely on fast-acting yeast and refined flour, traditional sourdough is made through slow fermentation. This natural process allows wild yeast and beneficial bacteria to break down gluten and starches over time. The result: lower glycemic response, better digestion, increased mineral absorption, and support for your gut microbiome. Sourdough becomes easier on your stomach and gentler on your blood sugar. It doesn't flood your system, it works with it. That means fewer spikes, less bloating, and steadier energy throughout the day. But there's more during fermentation. Prebiotics are formed. These are fibers that feed the good bacteria in your gut. And a healthy gut is connected to more than just digestion. It influences your mood, immunity, and even brain clarity. So when you enjoy a warm slice of sourdough with olive oil or a piece of turkey and avocado, you're not just feeding your hunger, you're nourishing your body from the inside out. And maybe, even more importantly, you're connecting with something real, something slow, thoughtful, trustworthy, the kind of food that reminds you your body still deserves kindness. Next, let's talk about the other side of the story. What types of bread should we be cautious with, especially the ones hiding behind healthy labels? Number 6. Breads to be mindful of when healthy isn't helping. Let's be honest, reading a bread label today feels like decoding a foreign language. Words like whole grain, multi-seed, low carb, keto, and diabetic friendly jump off the packaging. They sound reassuring, but here's the truth. Marketing is not medicine. Many breads labeled as healthy are far from it. Some are filled with hidden sugars, chemical emulsifiers, bleached flours, and synthetic fiber substitutes. They may say net carbs or only 70 calories per slice. But what matters more is how your body responds, not what the label claims. Let's go deeper into the types of bread that deserve a second look. 1. White bread and enriched wheat. White bread is made from refined wheat flour that's been stripped of its outer bran and germ, meaning all the fiber, B vitamins, and minerals are removed. What's left is a fast-absorbing starch that spikes blood sugar and leaves you hungry again in an hour. Even enriched wheat bread simply adds back a fraction of what was lost and doesn't restore what really matters: structure and nutrition. 2. Light or low-calorie breads. These loaves often reduce fat or calories by replacing them with air, gums, or additives. What's missing isn't just calories, it's satisfaction. You might end up eating 2 or 3 slices just to feel full, which backfires in the long run. 3. Sweetened bakery-style breads, cinnamon swirl, honey oat, or raisin breakfast breads often contain as much sugar as a dessert sometimes, 8 to 12 grams per slice. That's almost like spreading jam on candy. Pair that with zero fiber, and your blood sugar has no buffer. 4. Multigrain breads that aren't whole. Grain multigrain only means more than one type of grain. It does not mean whole grain. Some companies darken the bread with caramel coloring to make it look hearty, but nutritionally, it's no different than white bread. 5. Store-bought keto or diabetic breads. While some brands are honest, others load their low-carb bread with modified starches, sugar alcohols, and preservatives to mimic texture. These can upset your stomach, confuse your blood sugar, and leave you feeling bloated or fatigued. But here's what matters more than the label: how you feel after eating. If you eat a slice of bread and you feel tired afterward, your belly gets bloated, you crave sugar within an hour, or your energy crashes suddenly, then that bread, no matter how it's labeled, isn't working with your body. Food should leave you feeling nourished, not drained. This doesn't mean you have to give up bread. It just means giving up blind trust in what the packaging tells you. Instead, get curious. Flip the package. Read the ingredients. Look for real foods, whole grains, seeds, Natural leavening agents. Choose brands with 5 to 7 ingredients you can pronounce. If the ingredient list reads like a chemistry set, put it back. And here's one more tip I share with patients. If the bread doesn't go stale after 5 to 7 days without refrigeration, it's probably filled with preservatives your body doesn't want either. Let's take a moment to reflect not just on what we've learned about bread, but about what it represents. Because when we talk about bread, we're not just talking about food, we're talking about the rituals that made us feel human. A slice of toast with tea in the morning, a peanut butter sandwich made with care, warm banana bread shared on a rainy afternoon. These aren't just meals, they're memories woven into our bodies. As we grow older, it's easy to feel like those simple joys have slipped through our fingers. The doctor says, watch your sugar. Your energy dips. Your digestion changes. And suddenly, the foods that once comforted you feel like threats. That's a lonely feeling. But healing isn't just about removing things. Sometimes, it's about welcoming back the parts of your life that bring meaning just in a wiser way. Bread can be one of those things. With the right choices, it can be more than safe, it can be sacred. Not because it's perfect, but because you chose it with intention, presence, and care for your future self. You see, when we eat with fear, our bodies feel that stress. But when we eat with love, trust, and knowledge, something shifts. Digestion improves. Inflammation quiets down. Even our mood can lift because we're no longer fighting food, but flowing with it. This is the kind of transformation I've seen again and again in my older patients. A quiet reawakening, not through strict diets or big declarations, but through small faithful choices made every day. A slice of sprouted toast with hummus, a bite of oat bread with cinnamon apples, a few walnuts and homemade banana bread. These aren't just meals. They're reminders you're still here, you're still worth taking care of, you still belong at the table. So, if you've ever felt like aging has taken too much from you, I invite you to take back something. Start with one small thing. Maybe it's making your own banana bread with almond flour. Maybe it's simply not skipping breakfast tomorrow. Let that act be your protest against fear, your gentle reminder that you're not powerless. You're not too old to change. You're not too far gone to heal. Every meal can be a ritual. Not of perfection, but of presence. Of choosing love over worry. Of honoring your story, your journey, your strength. You're not just managing diabetes. You're reclaiming the joy of living fully with intention, wisdom, and compassion. So go ahead, eat the bread, eat it slowly, eat it mindfully, and let it become part of your healing, not your guilt. We're not here to restrict you. We're here to remind you your life still matters, your joy still matters, and your plate can still hold both.